Hey folks, welcome back to Street Rust. I tell you what, I got rid of the wireless microphone, the one I bought. It was obviously too cheap, it wasn't working, so I apologize for the video quality of the last couple videos. I appreciate your candid input because it helps me get better for you. So anyway, been doing some research. I'm gonna invest in a wireless mic. One that's a little better. So that'll be coming in the near future. So what's happening today? I'm making a separate video. This is not going to be part of the F250 series. Getting this thing roadworthy. This is going to focus exclusively on a printed circuit and this concept applies to a lot of vehicles, late 60s, early 70s. I don't know how far, I don't know if they went into the early 80s or not. I know definitely late 60s, early 70s. This is for a 1970 F250. The only place that I could find the printed circuit was with JEGS. It was about $53, but it was an exuberant amount of shipping and handling. I think it was like $12.99. It was kind of ridiculous, JEGS. I'm just saying, okay? Because this thing that's what it weighs. Okay, and I know they had to put in a big box so it didn't get hurt, so I appreciate that. And you know what? They did send me some stickers, so that makes everything okay. It really does, because stickers are cool. And I'm thinking these stickers are going to go on this truck. Also ordered, actually got this off Amazon, the voltage regulator. You'll see that here in a little bit. I broke the other one when I was trying to disconnect it, and I'll keep it as a backup for reviving another vehicle, and we'll go ahead and put a new one on there. As far as part numbers, you know, the voltage regulators, solid state, they're pretty generic. But let me see if I can get you guys a good shot of this part number right here. This is a JEGS, and you go on JEGS website. The part number AM239-46965. That's the part number we're using. So without further ado, I'm going to get us turned around at the workbench, and we're going to go ahead and tear into this and get it done. Alrighty, so here's what the back side looks like. I'm actually going to throw some gloves on to make sure you know what I'm saying, to protect the components when I put the new one on, but keep my hands clean because I don't want them dirty today. I got other things to do. That sounds pretty whiny, but I'm just being transparent with you. All right, so here's where the voltage regulator, it clips on like on a 9-volt battery, and you can see I broke the edge of that off, and I still have it. You know, is it really necessary? No, but while I'm in here, got a new one, and I want to go ahead and get this other button off here. And that's part of the problem. This thing, I think I need a smaller flat blade screwdriver as part of the problem. More the size of like a jeweler screwdriver or something like that. So we can, oh, this is for the alternator. It's got a plastic cover on it. Don't know why, don't know how. See, this thing is just being a pain in the butt. So this one, if it's like a 9-volt battery, this is the one that would go. This would be the male. So this one on the post would be the female. But I really can't. You know what I'm going to do? I should have grabbed a 1/4-inch nut driver there. We're just going to take it off, folks. Give me a second. See, that's the advantage of having a wireless mic. I can tell you dad jokes. Well, you know, you can't see me, but I can be telling you dad jokes and stuff. So there's a 1/4-inch. We're just gonna leave that connected. Then I can mess with that later. Now, all of your bulbs here, I'll have to check all these bulbs. There's not many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On this is 1974 F250. Should be the same dash for F100, F250, F350. Okay. All right. Now it will take a little work to get these little nuts off. We'll just real quick, we'll get these off. So the actual installing of this is not too difficult. And theoretically, I could take pieces of wire, small wire, and just rewire. You see where this is burnt here? You see where this is burnt? It's just never going to be right. Will I throw this away? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So we got 8 of these. Now, some of these are holding gauges in. It'll be a little loose, but they should not fall out. So let's get all these off. Yeah, see, this thing is just falling apart in my hands. It's just, it's time. Now, do we have the right one? Yes, we do. I overlaid it, and it looks pretty good. Let's see. I want to kind of keep these oriented where they came off. Oh, they all have these little brass washers on the back, it looks like. We definitely want to, I don't know if those are brass or copper. They look brass to me, but it might be copper. Make sure we save those. All right. Got another one here. See, this is how ate up this is. This is totally disconnected. This is part of it. Totally disconnected. Isn't going to function properly. Okay. And then we got another one here. These little flat washers. They look to be copper. On the back side, that one doesn't want to play nice. So. You'll see in the next video, I was at the salvage yard today. The you pull it, looking for a gas pedal assembly for this F250, and looks like I donated my favorite swivel head wrench and 2 6-inch extensions. So. I may zoom by they're closed tomorrow. I may zoom by there Monday and see if I get lucky. You know, how many people are looking in the cab of this F250? It was a 1975. Might get lucky. You never know. Okay. That one doesn't want to come up. All right. Who knows how long? Well, if this is OEM, it's probably been on here. Let's see, 70, that would be 30, 55 years. I don't think anybody probably had this off, so we're getting those off. All right. Now, the only other thing that I'm aware of, you've got 2 1/4-inch nuts and then a press-in little pin here. I got Spinning Marty pulling up behind me. You heard some noise. That's Gabriel and his buddy Keegan. I think you've met him before. They're putting some, I call them woofers. They call them subs in the back of his Mazda. So we'll have a little background noise, but nothing major. Okay. Actually, there was only one right there. Okay. So now this little plastic push pin here, we're going to try to gently, and it worked gently. That's all it is, a little pin. And there you have it. Okay? Now, I tell you what I'm going to do. Before we get started, I'm going to go and stop here. Okay, video cut out, not sure why, but what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to get all of this cleaned up a little bit, get the mud dauber nest off, which we still have here. I'm going to get all this cleaned up. You don't need to see all that. We'll be back and install this. Okay, I can hear them whispering in the background. They think they're being quiet, but they're not. So, all right, folks, got this cleaned up. I hit, let's make sure you can still see me here. Good, okay. Turn on my other video here. Anyway, I went and cleaned everything up, got it looking a lot cleaner, a lot nicer. Hit this, clean this off gently, and then hit this with some rust neutralizer. So, we got our first problem. For this voltage regulator, if you look at the one on your left and the one on your right, you'll see that the positive and negative, kind of like a 9-volt battery, are different. Okay? This is a male, this is a female. This is a female, this is a male. So I'm going to have to return this. I didn't know that there was a difference, and there may not be. So I'm going to go ahead for now, because this is very easy to get out. I'm going to go ahead and use this one for now. Okay? And I'll be returning this one back in its original packaging and all that kind of good stuff. All right, so with that in mind, I have totally lost track of the... Hey, what happened to being quiet?
Sorry, it's hilarious.
You guys are going to be on video if you keep it up. I'm telling you right now. Okay? Okay. All right. So, where did the little 1/4-inch... tell you what. I'm going to stop for a second because I need to find it if I can't... Oh, now I'm making a bigger mess. Be right back. All right, found it. So, we're going to go ahead and put this back on. Let's see. It was like this. Let's see if that one's like that. Yeah, it's totally different. And I can't really, what I don't want to do, folks, is I don't want to start drilling into here and mounting this different. I could do that, but why? Right? We're not in that big of a hurry here. And I think this one, I don't. All right, let's see. All right, so here we go. All right, hang on just a second. I got to quiet down the crowd behind me. All right, now they're going to be as quiet as a couple church mouses peeing on a cotton ball, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go crazy. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clip these on. This is mounted. I'm going to clip these on. I'm going to do a couple things. All right, so those are clipped on. Okay, anyway. I don't want to ruin a $70 printed circuit. So, before I put the bulbs in, let's talk about the bulbs. First of all, I think it's blaringly obvious. And let me find my little tool here. And my little piece of sandpaper. Guys, I'm losing my mind here. Okay. All right. So it's pretty dang obvious that bulb is burnt out. Okay. That's not the point of the discussion. Okay. Because these you can see these rings here where the bulbs go. These little flanges right here are what is going to make contact when you put that down and screw it in. What I do is just take stood that one up a little too proud. Please don't break. Anyway, oh, I see it's slipping out of there. Anyway, I get that standing up a little bit. Get that one standing up just a little bit. Then I just take a little piece of sandpaper and I just run it across it these look to be brass. And you can see that I've got that contact point nice and shiny. Okay? That's all I'm doing. I'll have to backtrack on these bulbs. That's not the topic for today. But I can go ahead, this middle one, go ahead and start getting everything set here. This will help me get everything kind of dialed in. Okay? All right. Now, your gauges are going to be loose. Oh, I'm missing a piece. Looks like I have a piece that has fallen off. There's these little metal pieces here, and this one has fallen off, probably at my feet. So once again, I'll be right back. All right, found it. This little metal piece here goes on those where your studs for your gauges come through. This little metal piece right here, and it's actually like a tin. So it's not conducting electricity necessarily, but it's providing a stable backing for that, so you don't tear this up. So nonetheless, let me go ahead and get the rest of these light bulbs gently placed in here. And on our next video, be watching for the next video on the F-250, because that's where we'll be installing this. And you'll get to see everything. Okay. There we go, there we go. This one here, that goes up there, okay. This isn't, it's not rocket science. Although I've demonstrated time and time again that I am a rocket scientist. Because if it can be messed up, I can do it. But pretty simple. Okay. Okay. Come on now. There we go. Okay, so we've got the 5 bulbs in. We've got these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put I can put a washer over this. And one of these, and when I say these are like, you know what kind these are. These are, sorry, move the camera there. These are like a poor man's nut, like for a speaker or something like that. We can get these started at least. But I want to show you something, but I can't really show you until I get these started. Okay, let's get a washer on every one of these. So we can keep moving forward. Progress. I need 1, 2, 3. Sorry for all the interruptions as well, folks. We just there's just a lot going on around here. My daughter, we just got her first car, and did not buy it. We match up dollar for dollar up to a certain percent for their first car, and we got a little car for her, and we've been tweaking on it, and Gabriel and his buddy are here putting subs in his buddy's car, and I'm doing this. And then, horrible me, mean dad, I expect it quiet while I'm trying to do something of this nature, and doesn't always go my way. Okay, come on now. I would use my nut driver for these, but it's not deep enough. And, oh, come now. Let's try it on the other stud. Okay, I gotta pull. So you gotta pull. Well, it's kind of, you probably can't see what I'm doing. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling up on one of these studs because the gauges are loose in there. I'm pulling up so I can get that one screwed on. All right, now this one just doesn't want to play nice. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. All right. It's the one thing. Well, I'll tell you what. We're not done yet. I'm going to go ahead and put this 1/4 inch little lag bolt in here. I'm just hand threading it. Now, what I want to show you is this is a little loose. So when I'm tightening this down, everything looks like I want to pull that all the way to the top would be best. Okay. You may have to tweak a little bit, but you want to get your gauges to where they're even in there. Like I said, it may take a little tweaking, which, you're not knee deep in oil or grease or anything like that, so not a huge deal. I'm just going to snug it down with my finger. I'm going to take a look at it, and I'm going to say it's a little low. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I got that one. I am just going to very, very gently. This isn't about being tight, this is just about holding it. Okay, all right. All right, it is snug on. I'll snug these down. I connected those already. And I want to take a look at that. I think that's my ammeter. Looks pretty good, right where it's at. Snug it down. Snug that down. Now, let me snug this gauge down. And let's see where we're at on that one. Temp gauge. Now that one's a little crooked. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. And when I say snug, I'm talking barely. The goal's not to tear all this up, just get it snug, bring everything together, get a good job. Okay, now this last gauge, which we don't even know if it works. This is the oil. I have a oil pressure gauge, separate gauge set up, but I would like to get these working if I could. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so we've got all that, and I want to get my nut driver wherever it went, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten this one back down. There we go. So, concept. So, just when you run a continuity is just, if you run a continuity between a piece of wire, it's just to make sure the piece of wire is not broken. If I take this socket here, you hear that beep? There's continuity there. So this is where the plug-in is going to go, and this is where things tend to get tore up and things of that nature. So you have to be very gentle with it. But if you were to take this one right here and trace it, it goes right here. I got continuity. Okay. Now if I'm on one of these that goes, let's see, let's get one that just goes way away. I don't know exactly where it goes, but I can eventually find it, and I can also trace it, which might be what I have to do. There it went right there. So this connection here is what's feeding, that's the oil pressure gauge right there. And and there's the other one right there. So that basically this printed circuit board is just a bunch of wires. So like I said, theoretically, you could if you were super desperate, like, let me show you this. If I were super desperate, because this one is burnt up here, it's pretty obvious, right? You can actually buy new copper ribbon and run it, but I could run a wire from the connector actually that comes into the back of the instrument over to wherever it's supposed to go, and it would work. If you were in a super big bind. We're not in a big bind. This isn't our daily driver. So we got it all. Let's take a quick look at it here. We're in good shape. We got it cleaned up. It's looking good. It's ready to go in there. You'll see that in my next F250 video. I think it'll be like number 13 or 14 or something like that. So, all right, folks, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. I hope that adds a little value. There's some information out there on YouTube. I didn't see anything specifically on one for a Ford truck, but there's definitely videos out there that show you how to do the printed circuit. It's fairly easy. Don't let it overwhelm you. Just take your time. You'll lose stuff like I did. There'll be people in the background like I have making noise. You can't see them out there because it's dark. And anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and please be blessed.